All right, working class hustlers. Well, it has officially happened. My sales have tanked in the month of August 2024. It's horrible. So in this quick video, we're going to talk about just how bad it's gotten for me. Trust me, it's bad. We're going to talk about some of the possible reasons why, because there's been a lot of weird things going on in the world of Amazon lately. And then we're going to talk about what I'm going to do about it. So let's get into it right now. All right. So number one, what happened to me? So if you follow this channel, you know I do anywhere between, 15,000, 17,000 in gross, that's not net, gross sales every month. And I'm pretty consistent with that. It's cool because you guys know I work a full-time job as well. And I got a couple other things that I'm doing. I'm always trying to get that bag, so it's not that big of a deal. It's actually pretty cool side money. After all expenses, I probably take about $3,000, 2,500. That's cool. And then all of a sudden, oh my goodness, man, things really took a dive. As a matter of fact, you can see it right on my phone. Here's the deal, guys. Look it. I've dropped officially below $10,000 a month on my running 30. And the significance of that is, for example, just to put things into perspective, Amazon requires you to carry insurance when your sales exceed $10,000 a month. I've fallen below that. Now, of course, I'm not going to run out and change my insurance or drop it. Obviously, the goal here is to get it back up, but that is quite a significant drop. As a matter of fact, if we look at it on the phone and just kind of look at this bar graph here, look at your months. You're looking at January through August, and look where January through July is, and then look at what happened in August. Oh my God, it's horrible, guys. Look, I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. Let's look at it inside, on the computer to see what it looks like in a graph format. Here, let's take a look. I mean, look at that. Look at that graph. Look at that graph. Look at this drop. So here we are in July. Oh my goodness. You just went from 16,000 down to 16.4 down to 8.7. I mean, you just cut, my sales got cut literally in half. Man, oh man, if this was the stock market, there'd be a riot in the streets. So let's talk about why this is happening. Now, of course, I can't be sure, but here's one thing, and some of you guys may know this, but there's just been a lot of things going on with Amazon. And what happened to me specifically is I would literally go out into my account and I'd see entire swaths of aces just deactivated. And that would be for me as well as every other lister on there. I sell a lot of snack foods. So, just imagine, for example, if I had, 40 different ASINs under Hershey brands, and all of a sudden, just Hershey is just one after the other. All the listings are just being canceled. And there's no reason why when you click on it, and I'll give you an example of what it looks like when you go in and you try to click on the listing just to see what's going on. So like you'll look at the listing inside of Seller Central and it'll just say inactive. And when you click on it, this is what you'll see. And you know, if you like dogs, you can just hit the refresh key and you'll see different dogs. as many times as you want to hit the refresh key, you'll see all these different dogs. I guess these are dogs from the people that work for Amazon. That's great, but that's all you're gonna see, and it's like, what do you do? You know, and I gotta be honest, I'm not real good at just listing products from scratch. And it was like, all right, oh my goodness, what's going on here? So let's talk about, you know, like I was saying, basically what we're talking about is possible reasons why Amazon's just been acting real weird and deactivating listings. They've been deactivating accounts. Guys, you've probably been following this. If you follow this type of content, Amazon has been just deactivating people's entire Amazon accounts. And these are some big names, not just little guys like me. They've been knocking out some of the big hitters out there. And I don't know why. People have their, you know, theories or whatever. I don't know what's going on. In fact, you guys know I do wholesale when it comes to snack foods. And, you know, my wholesalers, they're the ones that are literally stocking shelves at Target, at Walmart, at the grocery stores and stuff like that. And I was talking with one of my vendors, and I was like, man, my sales are in half. I don't know what's going on. And he could sense the dismay. He could sense my frustration, and he said, look, man, take heart. It's going on everywhere, and even in the stores, people just aren't buying. And he was saying, you know, he thinks that it's because of the economy. Even more specifically, he thinks it's because of what's been going on in the media. We've got a presidential race going on. People are hearing what's going on in the news. They're talking about recessions and all types of things. And sometimes that can affect buying. I'm hoping that's what the case is, because, you know, when you run a business, a real business, it's not a hustle where you put some money in, make money, take the profit. No, this is a real business. And so you need operating capital. I don't have the money coming in. And so, you know, I've got to pivot here. Okay, and here's another very possible reason why my sales are tanking. It's the competition. Guys, pay attention to this segment, because if you're serious about business, this is going to be interesting to you. You're going to want to take note of what I'm about to tell you. My competition, I've got to really go through with a fine-tooth comb, but my competition could be very well tanking their prices. And so I'm not getting sales as a result. Here's what I'm talking about that you really want to pay attention to if you're serious about business. You know how you'll hear people talking all the time about Americans living paycheck to paycheck, right? And it's true, you know that it happens. But what they don't talk about all that much is businesses living paycheck to paycheck. This is significant, guys, because a lot of times we're on these channels and we're trying to make money, and we're thinking from the perspective of a hustler. That means I have $1,000, I invest that $1,000, I get that $1,000 back plus something, and then let's try another play. That's not how businesses work. I'm talking about Amazon businesses that have been around for year after year after year. These are businesses. They are not working with the hustle type of, you know, mentality or way of doing things. When you have a business, especially one that has been around for years, they work with what's called operating capital. You need a certain amount of capital coming in and flowing out, and it's just a cycle. But what happens when the market starts to stall? Well, now things aren't moving. Money isn't coming in, and you got established businesses that live week to week. And what happens if money isn't coming in for a week? These are big businesses. And again, hustlers, think about what I'm saying and put this in perspective. Make this about you. You're looking at these other businesses up in the distance, the ones that are doing $1 million a year, $10 million a year, $25 million a year. And you're saying to yourself, wow, look at them. See, but here's what you're not saying. Economy slows down and sales stop. What type of overhead costs do they have that you don't have? They've got things like rent because they have the warehouses and all the forklifts and all of this stuff. They have payroll because they've grown so big, and we all say, ooh, look, they've grown so big, they're working on the business instead of in the business. Yeah, that's great. But when the money stops coming in and you got people that you need to pay, what are you going to do? A lot of times, well, you're going to do whatever you have to do. And a lot of times what they end up doing is saying, hey, the heck with profit right now. We need cash flow. We need money coming in. We're going to lower the prices, and we don't care if we're breaking even. We don't care if we're losing money. We got to get some money back. This inventory is sitting here. That is worth money, whether it's in the form of a loss, a break even, or a profit. It represents money, and we need some money. And that's what happens because, and again, what I'm saying is true, guys. Businesses, it's real businesses that have been around, they're working on operating capital. They need that. So a lot of times they can find themselves running this business week to week. And again, here we go. You talk about the economy. A lot of times we talk about Americans. You got Americans that are one paycheck away or two paychecks away from being on the street or being financially insolvent. Well, the same thing is happening with businesses. And when they need money, hey, they'll take that price. And we'll worry about trying to get that back or whatever we're going to do come tax season or whatever. We'll worry about that later. And where does that leave the smaller guys like myself, like you? It leaves us wondering. You ever looked at your competition and go, there's no way they're making money? And you beat your head against the wall. You go, there's no way they're making money. Maybe they're not trying to make money. Maybe they're trying to keep the doors open. So that's another reason. Just wanted to share that as well. So it's like, all right, now we come to the final part. What am I going to do about this? Guys, I'm telling you, right now, there's one thing I know I can do. I can become much more aggressive with adding more listings. There's nothing that can stop me from adding, products. I know how to do it. I have systems in place. I have strategies. I can list until we find something that's going to sell. Another thing, guys, I am 100% merchant fulfilled. That's the way I like to do it. That's the model that works for me. I'm going to have to reconsider going back FBA. And I know the products that do really well. That comes with experience. So it looks like I'm going to have to seriously consider going and taking specific products one by one, bringing them back to the FBA, and I know FBA has their new way they do things and all of this craziness, low inventory fees, placement fees, they just keep adding more fees. But if this is what it's going to take, hey, that may be it. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if your Amazon business has been tanking lately. Give me some feedback. Let's have a discussion and figure out together what's going on. I guess I'll come back next week and give you an update. Maybe things will pick up. But I'm just being transparent as I always do. And I'm not just going to talk to you when things are good. In the meantime, if you guys need any help, don't hesitate. Text the words working class hustler to the number on your screen. And I personally will get back to you just as soon as I can and get you any kind of help that you need. If you've got questions, if you want a little bit of guidance, this is absolutely free. So do not hesitate. I take calls, I text messages, whatever it takes. I do it all the time. It will be my pleasure. And if you have any comments, questions, you can put them in the chat as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.